Hello, everybody. Welcome to another D Jacob Reacts, or whatever we're gonna call it. Jacob Reacts? I haven't decided yet on the name. But today we're gonna be checking out a video here. For those unaware, I love watching videos and I love reacting to them. And you guys seem to also enjoy them based on the views and likes those video gets. So I figured what stopped me from doing a bit more on them. I decided to look into some YouTubers who I thought would be pretty fun to watch and react to. And I also looked through my watch later and saw a theory by Alex Bale. Those who don't know, he's behind the Happy Meat Farm ARG, plus the SpongeBob conspiracy theorist guy. He was also known that for a bit, but you'll get my point. He's also a YouTube movie maker, with him making some own, some short movies he's working on right now, from what I've heard. But I decided it'd be best to check out some of his work, and I'm really interested in this. Now, out of all the watch laters, I did watch one of his older videos, which led me to putting this video in watch later. I think it was the SpongeBob Mega Cut theory or whatever it was. One where I combined all 9 of his theories into one. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, why aren't you watching that? Because I wanted to give my genuine reaction, and I just saw this, and apparently it was in my watch laters. I never got around to watching it, so let's watch it. The Coco Puff Conspiracy theory by Alex Bale. God, I remember these. These were the ads I had back when I was a kid. Well, actually, no, a little bit newer.
There's no escaping chocolatey Coco Puff.
But those were the type of ads.
There was something strange about Coco Puff commercials. Most kid cereal commercials are pretty straightforward. There's a fun, wacky mascot character who wants a certain type of cereal and has to overcome some kind of obstacle to get
Very true.
Hand over those delicious Lucky Charms! Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids!
It's pretty basic stuff. But the thing that's strange
God,
about Coco Puff commercials is that Sonny the Cuckoo Bird isn't trying to get the cereal, he's actively trying to avoid it.
How do I escape the great taste of Cocoa Puffs? You've got to keep Cocoa Puffs away from me!
If you think about it, Sonny is kind of a struggling addict who's desperately trying not to relapse, but fails every time and ends up destroying whatever building he's in and terrifying the people around him.
Can't control myself? I'm going Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs! Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs!
You ain't wrong.
Cocoa Puffs are literally ruining his life, and I think it's kind of weird that that's how General Mills chose to advertise their cereal for children. But whatever. These are just silly 30-second kids commercials that are all essentially the same. There's no plot or world building. There couldn't possibly be anything here worth theorizing about. Right? What if I told you that beneath the surface of these colorful cereal advertisements is one of the most dark and complex underlying narratives I have ever seen in a piece of media? A hidden story of addiction, war, betrayal, and a massive conspiracy about the world Sonny lives in that no one has discovered before today. I promise you that after this, you will never be able to watch a Coco Puff commercial the same way again. This is the Coco Puffs Conspiracy.
I'm not gonna lie, Alex Bale always has this thing whenever he does his theories, I've noticed, at least the SpongeBob ones, is that he always has this unique way of doing stuff like this where it makes you actually be like, wait, hang on, even though it's the theory, this does sound plausible. Calling him an addict and that, it does fit. As someone who grew up seeing those ads all the time, it does fit it. This little stupid brain is... Oh no, I've been... Oh, fucking hell. Hang on. Let's skip ahead.
General Mills. Bye!
The bird world. Interesting.
The very first commercials for Coco Puffs aired in 1958 and originally featured 3 children instead of the iconic cuckoo bird as their mascot.
All aboard for the Cocoa Puffs train! Ding ding!
It wasn't until...
Here's a fun fact. If I remember correctly, back then they did that more to attract children to eat the cereal. And that's before people started figuring out the whole, animal mascot worked.
1962 that Sunny made his first appearance as the bird who goes cuckoo whenever he sees Cocoa Puffs.
Watch out, because I'm Cocoa Puff!
God.
This
Those who don't know, I literally, I never knew this, so I looked this up actually. Like, this was an actual thing. I looked up for a prior thing. I was playing Fallout 4, and like there was that whole like urban area, and I found out like, oh, there were milk jars. I'm like, how did those work? And turns out there was never plastic gallons in that. You got like the milk delivered to you from the milkman. Also learned that from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Part 4.
format was very
think it was
successful,
Part
and
4.
Sunny has been the mascot for the brand ever since. Since then,
4 or
he's
5.
gone through many redesigns, but the basic premise has always stayed the same. Sometimes he's joined by children, sometimes he's with his grandpa, but he always ends up going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, despite his best efforts to avoid them.
Up here, I won't go cuckoo for my favorite cereal. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs!
It wasn't until
And
2004 that Sunny got his most iconic redesign that he's still known for today. And it's these commercials that I'm going to be focusing on
I actually know all of these. Like, wow. I remember when this one up here first aired.
for this theory. The more modern Cocoa Puff commercials introduce us to the world that Sunny lives in, a society inhabited by intelligent talking birds.
No chocolatey and vanilla Cocoa Puffs combos, part of his good breakfast.
And it's surprisingly complex for just being the backdrop of kids' cereal commercials. They have their own bird cities, bird airports, bird legal systems, they even have a bird military.
Extra chocolatey puffs!
Who authorized more chocolatey?
Why do the Cocoa Puff commercial birds need a military? Like, who are they fighting? Are there bird wars? And
They're fighting against the good old toucans. These birds are against the toucan Sams in their long war against the cereals.
the entire bird world seems to run on Cocoa Puffs. All the grocery stores sell are Cocoa Puffs. If you
God, I
go to
would
the
get
opera,
sick of
they're
that
singing
so
about
fast.
Cocoa Puffs.
This box right here! The Cocoa Puffs!
Even the media seems to be run by Cocoa Puffs.
Extra, extra new chocolatey vanilla Cocoa Puffs combo cereal.
So obviously, this is a very difficult place for someone trying to beat a Cocoa Puff addiction. No matter what Sunny does or where he goes, he cannot avoid Cocoa Puffs. He tries to
That
ask
is
people for
depressing.
help, but all they want to do is talk about how great Cocoa Puffs are.
How do I escape the great taste of Cocoa Puffs? Why would you want to escape it? Cocoa Puffs are munchy. Crunchy. Stop it!
The only person willing to help him is Gramps, his
You know, he's right though. Like, everyone there is always so like, Coco, Coco, Coco. It's like, what the fuck? Is this a cult? Feels like a cult.
trusted grandpa, who's been with him since 1962.
Keep Shelly from going cuckoo. I'm gonna hide Cocoa Puffs in this room.
Gramps?
I'm not hiding Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs?
Don't go cuckoo on me, boy.
But even with his help, it's not enough. He tries to go to the store, or the opera, or in a plane, or a deserted island, but wherever he goes, Cocoa Puffs is already there.
Whew! Cocoa Puffs!
Sunny
Oh,
even
boy.
tries to file a restraining order against Cocoa Puffs, but it doesn't work because apparently they're too delicious.
I find you guilty of being delicious.
Sunny is a very tragic character because of just how much Cocoa Puffs are an inescapable, fundamental part of this world. But it isn't
Wow.
always like this. Occasionally, there are these weird outlier commercials that show a different side to this world, where we see these little moments where the bird citizens are just as afraid of Cocoa Puffs as Sunny is. The first time I
Bullshit.
noticed this was in a commercial for the new Cocoa Puffs chocolate and vanilla combo cereal.
Extra, extra new chocolatey vanilla Cocoa Puffs combo cereal.
It opens with a newspaper boy announcing the new cereal, but for the first time, people seem kind of disinterested in Cocoa Puffs and just walk past him. And
Oh,
then
you're not wrong.
the commercial takes a very sudden turn.
When chocolatey and vanilla E combine, there's no escape.
Two massive Cocoa Puffs in the sky crash into each other and begin raining down Cocoa Puffs all over the city. The people start screaming and running for their lives as the entire city is consumed by chocolate and vanilla.
Don't go cuckoo!
No way.
Don't go cuckoo!
But after Sunny goes cuckoo, we cut back and see that everyone is now enjoying the cereal.
New chocolatey and vanilla Cocoa Puffs combos, part of his good breakfast.
Now, in bold used everywhere.
Something
It's like a fucking hypnosis, ain't it? It feels like hypnosis or some shit, but holy shit, I didn't even know that was a thing. I never saw that commercial.
has changed. This is not a world where everyone has always loved Cocoa Puffs. I think that this is a world that has been taken over by Cocoa Puffs. And
What? Like I said, Alex Bale has this way with his theories where it does sound like it's like he could take something that seems so out there, but yet it seems practical. I'm at a loss for words.
And if you don't believe me, we get much more explicit confirmation of this in the commercial for the new chocolatey explosion puffs. I've kind of been holding off on showing this one because it is honestly the most insane commercial I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, you are not prepared for what I am about to show you. This commercial takes place
Alright.
inside of the Bird military headquarters, where Sunny, as a Cocoa Puffs expert, discusses the dangers of this new type of Cocoa Puffs that's exploding in people's homes.
I'm warning you, it's more chocolatey.
What do you mean more chocolatey?
Yeah.
Picture chocolatey Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
Even more chocolatey than that.
Seriously though, exploding with chocolate, that just, wow.
And the military birds look terrified of this and are treating it like a major threat.
Extra chocolatey puffs?
Who authorized more chocolatey?
Just how chocolatey is it?
And what happens next is... I can't even describe it to you. You just have to kind of see it for yourself.
Even more chocolatey than that.
Just how chocolatey is it?
Oh, he brought it in.
Sunny reveals he secretly brought a box of the explosive Cocoa Puffs into the meeting with him, essentially a bomb that he launches at the military, basically committing Cocoa Puffs domestic terrorism and flooding the entire room with chocolate.
What the
And
hell?
afterwards, we see the main military guy again, except now he seems to be supporting the cereal,
Limited time only.
and even his military stars have been replaced with Cocoa Puffs. Sunny has essentially performed a coup and used Cocoa Puffs to take over the Bird military. These commercials
What the honest fuck? Wow. When you put it in that light, it does make sense. It makes so much sense actually in that light. It's also really damn well shocking. Alex Bale, yet again, always finds a way to word his things very well.
are not about trying to sell cereal to kids. They're about the hostile takeover of the bird world from within. But
If this was a man in real life, like I knew this guy in real life, and he just came up to the street and started screaming this, I'd be like, okay, nice to meet you. Now go back to the assailant zone. But when he does it like this, it actually proves like evidence. This is a plausible theory.
why is Sunny doing this? I thought he was just some guy trying to escape his addiction.
You gotta keep Cocoa Puffs away from me.
Why is
Yeah,
he
back-to-back
suddenly a
commercial.
sleeper agent working for Cocoa Puffs in this commercial? And who is really behind this takeover? So, at this point, you might be thinking that these are all just a bunch of random, incoherent, one-off commercials with no continuity or logic behind the things happening. You know, they're just a bunch of wacky, random skits made to sell cereal to kids, and we shouldn't really try to understand them. And you'd probably be right until they released a single commercial that fundamentally changed everything we thought we knew about this world. In fact, this commercial gives us so much new evidence that it is the entire reason I decided to make this theory. Let's take a look.
Cocoa Puffs experiment.
Please show
How
me.
long does it take Sunny to go cuckoo for?
Cocoa Puffs?
Immediately, this commercial looks and feels very different than the others. Instead of a bird city, we're inside of a very advanced looking laboratory where Sunny is apparently being experimented on with Cocoa Puffs.
Begin countdown now.
So chocolatey! I'm Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs!
Oh dear Lord.
As expected, Sunny goes cuckoo and destroys the lab, but in the final moments of the commercial, we pull back to see who's really running the show.
People.
Humans are the ones behind this experiment. This world that we thought was only inhabited by intelligent bird people also has humans in it. And now, with this context, we can finally start to put all the pieces together.
The human war? No. No way. Alex Bale blowing it up with these theories. Goddamn. Again, if you didn't have the context of this, you would be like, okay, yeah, it's commercial for kids. Go back to the saying something. But he provides this evidence, and it's like, this is very, very plausible, actually. Like, holy shit.
So here is my theory. This is a world where advanced
Hang on, this is the theory part? What about all the stuff before? I thought this was all one big theory. Okay.
intelligent humans and bird people separately coexist as global superpowers. And I
What the
believe
fuck?
humans are the ones who created the Coco Puffs. I think we can assume this because we can see humans are running a lab that is clearly making and testing Coco Puffs. We can even see the chemical structure for Coco Puffs on the monitor. So that means that humans are responsible for giving Coco Puffs to bird society. And clearly their intentions are far beyond just diplomatic trade. Remember what they were testing for.
How long does it take Sunny to go cuckoo for?
Cocoa Puffs?
How long does it take Sunny to go cuckoo for Coco Puffs? They are specifically testing how addictive the cereal is, meaning humans
Yeah.
are intentionally trying to create the most addictive product they can. In the world of these commercials, Coco Puffs are not just a delicious breakfast item. They are a weapon created by humans to brainwash and control an enemy nation's population. The fictional in-universe cereal is what I mean, not the real-life Coco Puffs. Please don't sue me, General Mills. We are
It's sad he has to do that there, but it's so true. General Mills would be like, we heard your video. Our team here would like to talk to you. Soon you'll be going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Mr. Alex Bale, please come with us. Da, 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 da. Just da, 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 da.
are witnessing an interspecies war between humans and birds where humans are launching giant Cocoa Puffs at the cities and planting
It's
sleeper
like
agents.
nukes. If he's correct about that, then they're firing their own tactical missiles or nukes at them.
Inside of the military. Why is this inside of a cereal commercial? So these commercials are telling the story of this global Cocoa Puffs war, but I think they're telling it out of order, and this lab commercial is at the start of the timeline showing us the creation of Cocoa Puffs. The humans use Sunny as a guinea pig to create an extremely addictive cereal, and they even made him the mascot on the box to help sell it to other birds. But why would Sunny go along with this?
Logic.
Well, he doesn't exactly have a choice. Like everyone else, he's just a victim being controlled by the addictive, brainwashing properties of Cocoa Puffs.
It's like
all
brain
they have to
rot.
do to activate his programming is just say his 3 trigger words: munchy, crunchy, chocolatey, and he goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Why don't we do
No way. I never thought about that. And every time they have a commercial, they always go munchy, crunchy, chocolatey. I never thought of that. Wow.
discuss your home? Your real home.
Желание,
Munchy,
12,
crunchy,
развед.
chocolatey, and I'm...
Солдат.
Я готов отвечать.
He is the human's perfect
Very
sleeper
nice.
agent. And believe it or not, this has all actually been foreshadowed since the very first Cocoa Puff commercials. Remember how I said the original 1958 commercials only featured children instead of a bird? Well, that wasn't entirely true.
All aboard for the Cocoa Puffs train.
In the kid's home, we can see a cage holding a bird. From the very start, Sunny has always been a prisoner to humans. And even the 70s commercials show us that it was humans who first got Sunny addicted.
Puff, puff, Cocoa Puffs, chocolate tasting Cocoa Puffs, munchy, crunchy, chocolatey. Cocoa Puffs, yahoo!
And if you're still not convinced that this is an intentional hidden narrative inside of these commercials, then let me ask you this. Why did they choose to make the mascot of their cereal a cuckoo bird? Sure, it's partially because cuckoo sounds like cuckoo, but I think there's a deeper reason. What are cuckoo birds?
All right, Alex, you got my attention. Please proceed.
They're brood parasites. Instead of raising their young, they secretly lay their eggs into the nest of other bird species, and once the baby cuckoo hatches, they proceed to kill the other birds and take over the nest from within.
The cuckoo chick instinctively pushes out any other eggs in the nest.
They are literally the sleeper agents of birds. This is exactly what...
That's just dark. Like, I didn't know that about birds now. Now I'm like terrified of real life birds a bit more. God damn.
What's happening in these commercials? Humans secretly inserted Sunny into bird society and he took it over from within, just like a cuckoo bird. And the humans didn't just randomly insert Sunny into any old nest. Take a look at the commercial where we see Sunny's grandpa's house.
I keep selling Coco. I'm gonna hide Cocoa Puffs in this room.
Gramps?
They're in a hallway full of what I assume are family photos. And if you look closely, you can see a picture of the main military bird. The humans inserted Sunny into a family with a high-ranking military officer, which allowed Sunny to use that connection to get into the military headquarters and perform the coup. And it worked. Everyone hit by Cocoa Puffs instantly loves them. They own the military, their entire economy and legal system runs on Cocoa Puffs. Humans have essentially colonized and taken over all of bird society. They won.
I'm gonna pause right there. Holy shit! He's not wrong! Like, why? How does he do this? How does he make these theories so convincing? Where does he find the evidence? Like, holy fucking shit! When you put it in this kind of context, it makes the serial seem a lot more dark and a lot more depressing at points. And a lot more, espionage, like the Cold War era.
So, now that the war is over, I guess the next question is, what happens to Sunny? Well, he's not a prisoner anymore. He's free to live a normal life in a world controlled by humans and eat all the Cocoa Puffs he wants. Except now, unlike all the birds around him, he desperately doesn't want Cocoa Puffs.
You gotta keep Cocoa Puffs away from me!
I don't want to escape the great taste of Cocoa Puffs.
But why? Because more than anyone else, Sunny knows the truth about this world. He knows all the horrible things humans have done to bird society, the horrible things he has done to betray his country. So, of course, he would try and reject Cocoa Puffs. But the world he lives in literally runs on the cereal. No matter where he goes, he can't escape his addiction. Remember, he even tried to file a restraining order against Cocoa Puffs in a bird court of law, but the judge refused to... Wait a second. Why is the judge Sunny's grandpa?
Oh my god. I never saw that before. Holy shit. Like, I don't know what to say besides, like, holy shit. That is, like, shocking. Very, very shocking.
Coco court now in session. I find you guilty of being delicious. Sonny, this is a fancy restaurant.
The voice actor is exactly the same. Holy shit, too. So it is his Gramps. The voices match and everything.
That is clearly Sonny's grandpa. Even his nameplate says Judge Gramps.
Oh, I
Wouldn't
never
that
noticed
be
that.
like a major conflict of interest? Like, you can't just be a judge for your own family member's court case, right? And even if we ignore that, isn't Sonny's grandpa supposed to be the one character who's actually on his side?
To keep Sonny from going cuckoo, I'm gonna hide Cocoa Puffs in this room. Cocoa Puffs? No, don't go cuckoo on me, boy.
Why does he rule against Sonny when he's the only one who's been trying to help him beat his addiction? Maybe we need to take a closer look at Sonny's grandpa. In one
Please
of the
do.
commercials, we see Gramps trying to help Sonny by hiding the Cocoa Puffs.
I'm gonna hide Cocoa Puffs in this room.
Gramps?
I'm not hiding Cocoa Puffs.
But immediately after, he says this.
I'm not Cocoa. Don't open that door then, cause there's munchy, crunchy, chocolatey Cocoa Puffs in there.
Look at him, he's clearly trying to tempt Sonny into getting the Cocoa Puffs. He even uses Sonny's exact trigger words and has a nefarious smile.
Oh, true. I never noticed that.
Gramps doesn't want Sonny to beat his addiction, he just wants Sonny to think that he's on his side, but in reality, Gramps is manipulating him. But why?
This is like prime gaslighting. This is prime gaslighting. Making the person believe it while at the same time twisting the words enough that they will do what you say. It's prime gaslighting. That's what he's pulling there is gaslighting.
Why? Because I think Sonny's grandpa is working for the humans. Sonny is the mascot
Why?
for Cocoa Puffs, and if humans are going to continue to use Cocoa Puffs to control bird society, then they can't have the mascot on the box actively trying to avoid and discredit the cereal.
You've got to keep Cocoa Puffs away from me! It turns everything chocolatey, and they make me go cuckoo.
So, they use someone close and trusted to Sonny, like his grandpa, to manipulate him into never breaking free of his addiction.
Well, they're munchy and crunchy.
Oh, I'm Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs!
Just look at Gramps' life. He's got a big house, he eats at fancy restaurants, and he's a powerful judge who can seemingly break whatever rules he wants. Gramps is
He's like a Supreme Court judge. That's what he is there. He's Supreme Court, if there is Supreme Court in this world.
thriving in this human-controlled bird society, and I think it's because he made a deal with the humans to betray his own grandson. And once again, Gramps profiting off of Sonny has been foreshadowed since the very first commercials.
Oil, we're rich.
How you gonna get it up, Gramps?
Sonny can't resist Cocoa Puffs. Here, Sonny.
Yahoo! I'm Cocoa Puffs!
Gramps, Sonny's only parental figure, has always been working against him. But that brings up something else that I've always wondered about. Why is Gramps Sonny's only parental figure? Where are Sonny's parents? Like, even if Sonny was a brood parasite inserted into this family, he'd still have parents before grandparents, right? It feels like someone's missing. This may seem like a pointless question to ask for how little backstory we're given about these characters, but there is actually a single insane hidden detail in one of these commercials that unlocks one final damning part to this theory. Remember those family photos that had the military guy in them? If you look closely, the hallway is full of different bird people, all with boxes of Cocoa Puffs, except for one photo that shows a female bird all by herself. And it's the only photo with no Cocoa Puffs. It's a really weird detail to include, but what's even stranger is that when Sonny is about to open the door to release the Cocoa Puffs, the photo changes to show the woman is afraid for Sonny. Sure, maybe this was just supposed to be a cartoony way to emphasize the danger, but then why is she the only photo that changes? The birds in the photo right next to her are completely indifferent to Sonny's struggle. This feels like the animators are intentionally trying to tell us something about specifically this female bird that we've never seen before. And trust me, I've checked. She doesn't show up in the background of any of the other commercials. So,
the similar character model in the cereal commercial, but it's a completely different kind, unlike all the other birds when they reappear. And they reuse assets a bit. Remember, in the court scene I saw in the background, there was the fucking opera singer again.
Here is the final part of my theory. I think this is Sunny's mother. Maybe his real mother, or maybe his adopted mother from the whole brood parasite thing. Just like Sunny, she was clearly aware of the dangers of Cocoa Puffs and wanted to avoid them. But unlike everyone else, why don't we see her in any of these commercials? I think it's because she tried to protect her son from the dangers of Cocoa Puffs, and the humans who needed Sunny for their plans murdered her because of it. These Cocoa Puff commercials are not just a bunch of funny little cartoons designed to sell cereal to kids. They are a complex, interconnected story about the horrors of war, addiction, family betrayal, and murder. And if after all of this, you still have the fucking balls to leave a comment saying, "Oh, Alex, I think they're just cereal commercials, you're overthinking this," then let me ask you this. Why did they decide to make the characters in these commercials birds? Birds can't eat chocolate. Chocolate is poisonous to birds. The entire bird world is slowly being poisoned by Cocoa Puffs so that humans are the only dominant species on this planet. Or maybe they're...
I am now slightly terrified. Alex is very terrifying when he gets into it.
They're just cereal commercials, I don't know.
The Coco's Puff conspiracy. Is that it? Yeah, that seems to be it.
Hello! Thank you for watching. I got a lot more of these stupid, very in-depth, over-the-top fan theories coming out this year, so subscribe to catch those. Or check out the theories I've already made, because there's some good ones.
Wait, Steve from Blue's Clues, It's a Lie in the Fire Nation spot. Oh my god, we have to check those out. We have to check those out. We have to.
In there, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Nightmind. He recently made a nearly 3-hour-long deep dive into my ARG web series Don't Feed the Muse, which is also connected to Happy Meat Farms and a bunch of other channels across the internet. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, or even what an ARG is, then I'd highly recommend watching his video. He makes my massive, complicated puzzle project.
I think we should check out Mr. Nightmind. Maybe we'll do a video covering one of his stuff eventually. And actually, I technically can't play video games right now because my fucking thumb. So maybe we'll check him out in another video. You guys will see that eventually. Maybe we'll pick one of his videos at a random wheel. But damn, that's all I could say. Like, wow, Mr. Alex Bale, everybody. I'm gonna say right now, he really does deserve where he's at right now. Like, let's see, how many subs is he at? 100.212 million. Damn, he's really good at this. My god, like this was an amazing video. A lot of evidence, and he turned what seemed like a crazy conspiracy theory into a very good video. I'm like kind of shocked silent right now. Like, holy damn. Anywho, I guess we'll end it off there. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been DJacob1234, and if you guys do enjoy me react to some of these content creators, how about down below if you guys give me some ones that you like to see me react to? Sorry if I didn't talk too much during this video, but it was hard to talk about when my mouth was like slack jaw the entire time, just like, what? No way. You know what I mean? So if you guys have any more content you want me to check out, be sure to send it my way. See you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.